Hi, my name's Aaron. I'm with the HSO at Austin Community College. I have a question. Have you ever thought about delivery driving, or have you ever tried that yourself? Wonder what that looks like, especially during a pandemic. Can you make money that way, and is it good part-time work for a college student or even a good full-time job? Well, if you got some time, I'd like to look at that with you, as this is part of a new series called Honors Explores. Today, delivery driving in the pandemic. Let's check it out. So I've been doing delivery driving for about 3 months. It is my part-time job while I'm a college student. I have had really great experiences so far, but you do have to take some precautions. And to start out with the materials that we're going to be looking at, I do have here Clorox. So very important to keep clean, especially that we're in a pandemic. I also have masks, and I like to use the disposable masks. I just feel like they are easier to keep track of, less laundry, and they tend to be a little bit lighter. So when you're out in the Texas heat, and Texas heat does not play, you can breathe a little bit better and you just feel better. And then speaking of the Texas heat, yet again, a couple more items here. So obviously sunscreen, day in, day out. And then obviously, well, maybe not obviously, but I like it, sun hat and a neck gaiter. And this is the type where you can get it wet, and it has that material where you wring it out and then it stays cold, and you can wear that around your neck and it regulates your body temperature. Hot and cold bag, it's got the insulation. Sometimes they give this to you if you work with certain app services. Sometimes they don't. This was 15, 20 bucks somewhere in there on Amazon. I can put that as a link. And then this here is a bucket that will collapse into a tray, which can be kind of handy. So, you never know when you're gonna need that. But yeah, that's pretty much the overview of everything we got here. So with this stuff in mind, I'm gonna hit the road and start the day. I also recommend these and not these. You will trip and you will fall, so I'm gonna take these off. This is the epitome of taking care of yourself as well. So this is the gallon water bottle that I take with me. It is reusable, of course. It is a jug, and it has every time that you can check in with how much you've drank and little motivations, which I like. And then having little ice packs just to throw in here keeps everything cool and keeps you cool in the process and hydrated, which is very important. All right, so as I mentioned before, this is Texas, and the AC is on. So, as long as you can hear me and see me, I think we're good. The very first thing to do once we're in the car is to get it clean. So that's what we're gonna do. So to start cleaning, we've got a little bit of hand sanitizer here. I actually like to have it small like this, and I'll go over that a little bit more later on, but it has some nice advantages. But getting our hands clean. Now we're just gonna start wiping things down, and that is just going to be every surface. So that's kind of boring, but it definitely takes a long time. So hitting the road is not immediate. To really get every surface that is touched takes a lot of focus. And then there's ways that you can minimize that with the hand sanitizer so that you don't have to clean and re-clean every single time. But I'll just put together a few clips of what I'm cleaning here. found that once I'm done with a wipe like this, I want to have a place that I can just throw it away. So I have a little bag that sits behind the seat. I just put that down there. Just keep them out of the way, and then easy to at the end of the day. As you maybe can tell, it is a lot to clean, but it's not too bad if you just stay focused. I would say it can be done in about 5 minutes, a thorough cleaning, maybe less. For the very last part, it's going to be this guy. So I like to keep this clean, just because different food bags and different things might be touching it throughout the day, throughout the week. So it's good to just give that a clean down. So I did clean this guy as well. So this is my phone holder, and I really like this. Even if you're not doing delivery driving, just really nice to be able to put your phone out of the way and still have it nearby if you need it. Obviously cleaned my phone as well. You couldn't see that. And then that handle, that cubby, certain things like that just, yeah, there's just lots of nooks and crannies. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and start driving. And the way that I'm gonna do that is just in between deliveries, I'll check in at the very end, give some tips maybe, and my overall conclusions, and just kind of go from there. So, all right, let's get started. We're at our first location. Let's go get some food. So one thing to always keep in mind is always put your hazards on. So that's what I've always done, is just, you can park really quickly somewhere and it's no big deal, but keep the hazards on and you're good. I've got to pick up for Laura. So one thing to do is, as I'm going to leave here, I'm going to want to open this with my elbow and try to touch as few surfaces as I possibly can, because before I get back in the car, I'm going to want to hand sanitize. Awesome. Appreciate it. Have a good one. All right, so we've got our first delivery. And now I'm just going to put this right here. Before I get in, I'm going to use my hand sanitizer, the little one here, so I can carry it with me. And I'm going to put it on my hands. And then I'm going to get into the car. We're back in the car, and we put hand sanitizer on first. So now we have drastically reduced what we might be bringing into the car with us. First thing I'm going to do is check that everything's here, and then get on the road as soon as possible, because I definitely don't want to make the customer here wait. All right, y'all, so the first delivery is done. Now, you may be wondering why I'm wearing the mask in the car. And this is something that I've noticed. It's very impractical between deliveries to be taking it on and off, on and off, on and off. So I like to leave it on. I think as long as you are being mindful of where you're touching your face and what you're touching, you can take it on and off if that's better. Just, yeah, being mindful of your hands. And sometimes I do drive with it down like this when it's very hot. I tend to do that. And yeah, don't worry about it too much. The main thing is just keeping your hands clean, but just a little fun fact about practicality. Anyway, off to our second delivery, number 2. Let's go. All right, so heading out to a food truck. Gonna make this pickup real quick. So the order is still being worked on. So that can happen sometimes if you get the order very quickly and it's very close to where you are at. But I wanted to say that a couple things actually in the moment where kind of waiting on that when you're driving, it's important to drive defensively. So the car that I have, I'm in college, I don't make enough money to have a new car. The car that I have, I had a rear view mirror installed where I can see through the backup camera. Didn't have that before, and so adding that is a huge plus. And just driving defensively in general has been a really important part of staying focused. All right, and we're off again. So that completes the second delivery. It also is going to complete this video. It was a bit of a shorter shift today, but I did want to just give a little bit of an insight into what delivery driving in the pandemic looks like, what it looks like as a part-time job, as a full-time job, although we didn't get into the latter part. But I definitely think it could be a sustainable solution for many people. I try to work around breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And then I always try to keep it above $5, so you can accept or decline any order that comes your way. That's the beauty of it. So if it's below $5, I always reject that, because that's just not enough for me to do that delivery. It's not going to be enough of a return. That said, let's say it's $10, but you're not making at least $1 to the mile. So it's you're making $10 on an order, but it's 20-mile round trip. That's also not going to work. So kind of playing with that math is very key. It is a time of being very mindful, and you know, going out into the world does require that mindfulness. So if you have planned it out and you have the things that you need, I say go for it. You know, I regularly make, I would say, about 15 to 25 an hour on average, and I feel like that's pretty good. You do have to consider taxes at the end of the year, so setting some money aside for that. But if you're looking for part-time work or even full-time work, it might just be the solution for you. Let us know what you think. And if there's anything else you want to see on our channel or any feedback you have, let us know. We'd love to hear from you.